Hey, it's Nina
and Ashley back with the bullshit.
And this is the Young and Getting It Podcast. Just so you know, you can find us on Apple Podcasts. Just search Young and Getting It Podcast. There's no G at the end of getting because we are young millennials and this is a millennial podcast. Please subscribe on there, rate and review. We're also on soundcloud.com/YAGIP. Please follow us on there, comment, and thank you for all the listens all over the world. And we're also on YouTube. Just search Young and Getting It Podcast. There's no G at the end of getting. Please subscribe and comment on there. We love talking to you guys.
Yeah, and you can also find us on Instagram at YAGI_podcast, or you can visit our website, www.weareyagip.com. And if you want to hit us up on our email, Ashleyandninapod@gmail.com, or text us or call us on our Google Voice number, which is 323-486-3811.
Back to the bullshit. Okay, so I had made sure Ashley watched at least the Hulu version of the Fyre Festival documentary. What was it called? Was it Fyre Fraud? It was something else on Hulu.
I don't know what
Netflix is Fyre Fraud. Hulu is something else.
Yeah.
And Hulu was being shady because what I think what happened is whoever was working on the Hulu one found out that the people were dropping a Netflix one, so they decided to just do a quick drop. And I think they did it because, they kind of do mention at the end of the documentary is the Netflix one was made by the
one
PR.
of the guys.
It was made by the PR team who promoted Fyre. So obviously it's going to be a little biased and they're just going to not say certain things.
And try not to make themselves seem so bad. Because the guy at the end, I don't remember his name, when they asked him, they were like, oh, so who's guilty? And he was like, everyone.
Billy McFarland?
No.
Or Fuck Jerry, the promo guy?
No, it wasn't Fuck Jerry. It was another guy. He looked like a surfer dude and he had a mustache and he started his own his own social media something after it. I'll look it up. I'll try and find it.
Oh, was it that white guy
who
was
made
white
the
Fyre
with a
Fraud? He didn't make the Fyre Fraud website? He wasn't the airplane flyer guy?
I don't think so.
There's so many white people in
this one. They're hard to tell the difference.
Yeah. Just kidding. But yeah,
let me see.
Wait, what did you say he did?
He made they asked him who is guilty and he was like, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was because it was like it's somebody. Okay, so some people were stepping up and saying hey guys, we need to tell people that we are canceling this festival immediately. We need to not do this. And they let Billy McFarland, which was the main guy, they let him and Grant, I believe the other dude's name was, just say little bullshit things like, well, at least they'll have fun on your yoga class. And it's like, wait, no, wait. I need you to take me seriously.
They're coming here for one thing and one thing only, and you guys are leading them in the wrong direction.
Yeah. Yeah. For people who haven't seen it, we'll put spoiler stuff in the description because I'm definitely about to spoil it because there were a few things about this documentary that irritated the fuck out of me. Firstly was the white not white supremacy but the privilege thing. He was clearly he clearly even got to that position because he's white and privileged, because you can't just be 25 getting he got 27 million from people.
It was 26
million.
It was 26 million some change, so might as well be 27 at that point.
Yeah, he got that much off of people. And so it's and most black people couldn't just hop in and just be like, hey, I know what I'm talking about. My business made this much. But from the beginning, the first scam that girl was talking about, how before he was even popping like that, he would buy tickets to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
He would say, we have tickets to the Super Bowl, and not even have them. And then people would buy all of them. He would take that cash and use it for something else. And then when people came and said, hey, where are my tickets? He would go and buy the tickets for ridiculous prices.
From StubHub.
And then go outside in front of the place and pass them out to people. And it's like, wow.
That's so ghetto.
Right. That's so ghetto.
That's so fucking ghetto.
And it's just he gets away with it because he's white, whereas black people be in jail immediately.
He would have been in jail
the first time.
From when he started, from the ticket scamming to when he was making those credit cards, where he was when he learned how to take the magnetic strip off and make it work, and it's you could piggyback it off of your debit card, but you get more benefits when you use our card.
It's and it's why are you telling people that? First of all, why do you know how to do that? Why did you even think to do that?
Why? Like,
you
I
don't
feel
need
like
to learn how
that's
to make
criminal.
a credit card.
No.
You just have a credit card maker make your credit card.
That's how you start getting into credit card fraud. Like, I know someone who's been to jail for this. Like, they had the machine that would make credit cards. They had the machine that would make gift cards.
Wow.
And my mom would not, like, after a certain point, like, when she found out, like, how the gift cards were being given to us, she was like, no, I'm not accepting that shit.
Yeah.
I'm not going to jail for that shit. Like, because I'm using something that's basically stolen property. Like, I'm not going to jail for that.
Yeah. And it's just those little scammer Tim and his shark teeth. Like, he has
him shark mouth.
Yeah, he has a scammer mouth. Like, the way he talks.
Funny.
He talks like they actually said that he talks like a car salesperson, and he doesn't. So it's, even though he's bullshitting you, he seems so like legit about his bullshit, you know? And then the Fyre Festival. First of all, Ja Rule just got on my fucking nerves.
Ja Rule, we're gonna party like kings and like drink like kings
and fuck like porn stars. Whatever that's
nasty. I don't ever want to fuck like a porn star.
He's his whole life like that, so he thinks that shit is cool. If you see the Netflix one, like, they show a lot more of Ja Rule, so you realize like this nigga was really involved in this shit. Like, and he even put on his page like, I was bamboozled and hoodwinked. No, you weren't. You just didn't check anything. You just assumed because he was white. Yeah. You're like, he's white. He knows what he's doing. And this guy was.
You're putting your name on it because you're not relevant. You're trying to maintain relevancy, and you're trying to retain a cash flow.
Right. And he's not relevant.
Yeah. And you're out here letting this white dude scam and steal from people. Like, no black person in the history of ever would be able to get away with scamming people like this.
Not
like,
to that
on
magnitude.
this magnitude.
Yeah.
Like, some of those villas, the most expensive one that he charged for when they were running out of money, when they were putting the festival together, they would run out of money and need supplies for something. So he would do this new deal like, oh, only one villa left, one luxury villa, and it's going for $243K.
Yep.
Suck my dick.
Yep. And people were buying it.
Yes, and it was supposed to be 2 weekends of him cashing out like this. So he had 2 weekends of people.
It's just like, when you decide to put that ticket up on there, when do you begin to build the villa? They didn't even start.
They didn't have the supplies. They didn't have anywhere to put it. They just had like something that somebody drafted up.
That was so crazy that the week before, it's like, if there's 7 days left, you might want to build the villas that are in the picture
first. That first.
Remember that one social media girl though? She was like, "Well, I got a villa."
Yeah, I felt really bad, but
and they're all dancing.
Did get a villa.
Yeah, and it's like some people, and it's funny because you don't think about that side, that some people were good, but they were all influencers. They weren't like regular people.
Yeah.
And then even hearing Andrew Schultz on Brilliant Idiots talk about how he had a couple friends who were at Fyre Fest and they were in this situation. So they literally found, first of all the alcohol, they ordered $2 million worth of alcohol before even building villas. And then so people were stealing alcohol. He said his friends stole the alcohol, found some girls, bribed a guy to take them to another island, just like in the car.
Yeah.
Like, and they went to the other island and partied all night.
Okay.
And they were like, and they were like,
that's a waste of money though.
But definitely, that's a lawsuit. And it's $100 million lawsuit, and it's for all the people. Like, so just like we get those $100 million, just like we get all of our little Hollister, Abercrombie and Fitch stuff, they're gonna get that check.
Tickets. Remember how I told you that I remember like after the movie was over, I was like, fuck, I think my cousins asked me to go to this. Like, and I was legit going to go, but then like, you know, people back out of stuff, especially when you start seeing the price of things. Right. And I remember
they sold out.
Going on the website though, and my cousin was like, this website looks a little fugazi. And I was like, yeah, it does. And I was like, and the prices for one room, like even if you're sharing, was ridiculous. Like it was like $1,000 and you were still sharing a room on a boat because you were supposed to take a cruise ship to the Bahamas. And I remember they said that Lil Wayne was going to be there, Migos. It was like literally everybody that you wanted to hear was going to be there in the Bahamas. Yes. And it's just like, no.
They said they're going to bring them on charter planes, and the girl got on the plane. She said this is uglier than the regular planes. Like, she was like, and it looked hideous. The seats, you could tell by the seats.
And like, everything was super close together. And it's like it's the Bahamas.
Yeah.
And it's like islands, people don't realize like how much upkeep it is to even like live on an island. So to put on a festival on an island.
Yeah.
Like I remember when we were watching the documentary, it said that if you were going to plan an event of this size, you needed at least 18
months
of planning, and he was trying to do it in 7.
Yes, in 6.
You're right.
And then they didn't even start setting up because they lost their island. So they didn't even start setting up until 4 months out. I actually was surprised that there was even a stage there. Like the fact that they even
That's because people were having anxiety attacks. They were saying people were having anxiety attacks. They were really stressed out. They were working like 19-hour days and getting an average of 3 hours of sleep per night.
And the people from the island of Exuma still haven't gotten paid. You haven't seen the Netflix series. So remember how they dropped them off at that restaurant first because they were trying to diverge them, and there was that guy dancing on the roof?
Yeah.
That black lady, she's in the Netflix special, and she's crying because she's like, they never paid any of us for all that shit. They never paid her. She came out of her pocket $50,000 to pay her entire staff. She was like, I don't even think about it because I lost like all of my money.
That's a lot of money.
That was her whole savings. She was completely broken, like crying, and they started a GoFundMe after the thing, and she got like $250,000. So she got her money back.
And I hope she still gets money from him too.
Yeah, because imagine all the debt you go into from losing. So even though you lost 50, you're losing more just because you have to fix.
You still have to pay your bills.
Yeah, you have to fix an issue. So it's like the 250, like half of that's probably just bills alone, just clearing out her debt, and then the other it's like repair and stuff like that.
I'm suing for all the damages.
Yeah, and Ashley saw the Hulu, but not the Netflix. But you'll watch. You should still watch it because it's fucking amazing. But a lot of people didn't get paid, and so the people who lived in Exuma, those black guys that you saw that were in the special that you could tell that were from the island, people were hunting them down. So they even hopped on a plane and left the island because people were at their door trying to kill them.
Fault.
You know, in third world countries, they kill you for money.
Yeah, true. And that sucks because it's like they got swindled by a white man. Like,
yeah.
And a black man, because he had the black men there to help like reinforce. I feel like people use black people as like chess pieces, and like that shit irritates me. Like, to get off subject really quick, Rashad and I were talking about how like our neighbors looked scared like when they saw us, or like how they wouldn't say hi to us. And I'm like, look, if I live in the same place you live at, I'm on the same level as you. Like, I deserve to be here just as much as you do.
Yeah.
And I was like, and honestly, I was like, I'm not going to go out my way to say hi to them. I was like, because if it was a white person, they would automatically say hi to me and be friendly to me. But it's the fact that I'm black and I can see it in your eyes, because you start closing your garage as soon as you see me walking back from the trash can. But you know what? The trunk of your Tesla's open. I'm not going to tell you about that.
Right.
Since you want to be a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
And so,
like, how can they afford that?
Nigga,
the same motherfucking way you do, going to work. Like, what the fuck? That does annoy the shit out of me.
Yeah, but back on topic.
I like talking to people anyway.
Right? I ain't trying to have you all up in my fucking business.
Yeah.
Or not complaining to me because you feel comfortable. I'm good.
Yeah.
But back to the topic. He really used Ja Rule as a pawn because he knew, like, well, I got this black man. We're going to a place where black people are only residing. They're not going to just trust me, an outsider coming in, because they even said that in the documentary. They said, we see so many people come in and do this. They go away and they don't come back. Yeah. And then he went away and he came back, and they were like, we were surprised he actually came back.
With Ja Rule.
Yeah. And he was saying, but the whole time we were like, this isn't going to happen. Yeah. Like, it's not happening. He was the only one who believed. Like, I get believing in your dreams, but my nigga.
I don't even know. This is why it's like, and it's crazy because that's why I wanted you to see the Hulu one, because in the Hulu, they actually explain to you why he went to jail. In the Netflix one, they don't actually explain what he did. So the fact that, first of all, he was scamming the valuation of his company. His company was valued at like $60,000, and he put $90 million. And then he was able to get like just tons of millions of dollars out of people, like, and then even how he sold the wristbands, and then it was like you weren't even going to give them their own money. You took the money. You took their money.
Wristbands were supposed to be for food, and he suggested $300 minimum,
but do more
minimum,
and got $800,000 from that. Like, oh my gosh. And then like, I keep losing my train of thought.
Do you remember the part where people were emailing him saying, yeah, I couldn't get tickets. I had to quit my job because I couldn't get the time off.
Oh, yeah.
Or like,
I spent my
life savings so I could get tickets.
Yeah.
Nigga, you are fucking ignorant.
And they just let it go. And then when people were saying, oh, where do I find this? Where do I go for this? And they were deleting every comment. He literally went through all of the key terms that will automatically delete. It even got down to them deleting any post with the word festival in it. Like if anything said scam, fraud, like it was a ton of words.
The power of social media.
And they just delete. So all you saw was all the positive. I can't wait, fire flames. And you didn't see like, I don't know where I'm supposed to go. I don't know. I don't know that. Yeah. And it was 3 charters of people that were supposed to get in. By the first charter, they were like, after the first charter people came in, they canceled the festival. Because it was, and mind you, all the tents were already taken.
Yeah.
1 out of 3, and all the tents were taken. And so they were just like, let's cancel. And then remember how all the people had to fly back?
Yes.
They went to the airport, then they got on the plane.
And then they got off the plane.
Miscount, so they got off, then they got on, then the staff was working too long, so they got off again, and then they finally got on and had to go back. Wasted all their money, didn't do anything but camp
fly.
out.
They literally flew and were hungry and had free alcohol and then went back home.
Yeah. And they stealing bottles. I was like,
I mean,
done the same thing.
Yeah, I would have been fucking depressed. Like, I spent all this fucking money and I get out here and there's nothing.
And I love their point that this was like, this is the power of social media, because it's like, instead of those smart people who said, oh, they fucked us over. Okay, let's go to the other island and party. At least, because mind you, there's nothing in the fucking Bahamas.
No.
All there is the ocean and then a bar here and
islands.
there. Like restaurant. Maybe a few restaurants and water. Like, that's it.
It's to go and relax.
Yeah.
Like.
So it's like the smart people said, okay, fuck this. I'm going to go somewhere else and party like I would if I wasn't at Fyre Festival. Whereas the other people who were just desperate to get the pictures in, they were desperate to just be like, oh, I'm at Fyre Fest. I'm with all the celebrities. Da, da, da. They just sat there and looked dumb. It's
and they probably didn't have extra money to leave.
Yeah, I know, right?
And go to another hotel.
Like the rich people, they probably like immediately bought a flight and was like, okay, the first one out, I'm just going to leave. Like, but it's like, imagine it's just, and I wouldn't be one of those rich people, so I would have tried to find something else fun to do. The only thing is there were no hotels available.
No, because it was that big festival, the
boating thing,
whatever that shit was
they
called.
They said it's more popping than Christmas.
Yes.
I was like, oh.
And they said, I forget, they said they get a lot of people coming in for that. So like hotels are already taken for that.
It's like Coachella hotels, hotels at Coachella, there's none.
You can't find shit.
It's the same concept. Like, no, you guys are fucked. And then just a few influencers that were already in a villa, and they probably stayed the whole weekend because it was like, even though Fire's over, I have a house, so I can just chill.
I'm sheltered.
Yeah.
The only thing they had to find was food, and there was restaurants.
Yeah.
That lady's restaurant.
Yeah, and like motorcycles and stuff. So it's like they were fine.
Damn.
That whole thing was a scam. But the fact that this was why he went to jail. So he would mind you, he didn't pay any of the acts, so they were like, and he breached the contract by like day 1 because he was supposed to pay a certain amount. And
like a holding fee.
Yeah, and so he was faking the document. He had the whole document.
Yes,
and he would like hide something. Yeah.
Yes, he was saying that he completed wire transfers that he did not complete,
and that is wire fraud.
And they were for a ton of money, and he was not completing them, but saying that he had.
Yes. And they said even the money that he was offering the acts was like not even like it wasn't even like, no, you were paying them too much. So it was like this person $360,000, where it's like when you're one act in Coachella, like I know Beyonce got $1 million, but she's Beyonce. So it's like when it comes to like regular, like the most poppin' people in the game right now, like Migos, they perform everywhere. Like they're getting $250,000 a show, but he's paying people $360,000, $500,000, like that much a show. So he was just throwing numbers out to get people to sign on. Yeah. It was a hot mess. And then he was doing that same wire fraud and then doing the same thing in the mail. And that's what he went to jail for, is the mail fraud and the wire fraud.
And then when he got out of jail on bail, he started selling the tickets again.
NYC VIP access.
Yes, he started doing fraud again.
While he's out on bail.
Nigga, you got arrested for fraud. They said when most people get arrested and get out on bail, they try to stay away from as much criminal activity as possible. This nigga did the exact fucking opposite.
And he just had a guy use his face so that people didn't know it was Billy.
He was lying.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the only way people found out was because they got the email, and they were like, one guy was like, oh, this seems like some Fyre Festival shit. And then he asked his friends that went to Fyre. They're like, we all got so it was like,
he used the emails from the people that he had for Fyre Festival.
Yeah, they thought that he just sold the list to somebody, but it was like he actually was the one doing it.
You're dumb.
selling tickets to the, first of all, the moment you tell me you have tickets to what's the
Hamilton.
No, this is when he's on bail. He said he had tickets to that's the before he ever did Fyre. That's how he started scamming, was the Hamilton
there was
shit.
Beyonce, there was Hamilton.
That's the beginning of the show.
I'm trying to remember all the ones that there were.
What's the thing that all the Kardashians go to?
Met Gala.
So the Hamilton and all that stuff, that was before Fyre was even created. They did say that he always would do that, and then he went to the credit cards, then he went to Fyre.
Yes. Then he went back to his roots.
Yeah. So he said for, what was it called again? The Met Gala. For everyone who knows anything knows you can't get tickets to the Met Gala. You have to be personally invited by whatever her name is.
Yeah, or be an assistant to somebody.
Yeah, but they have to be on the list too.
Yes.
Like, and there's one lady who approves every single person.
Jeez. And
so it's like, you can't get in.
It's impossible, fam.
And he was selling tickets to that. He was selling tickets to I think it was Beyonce and Jay-Z was the beginning. Mm-hmm. He sold it to
there was a Super Bowl one.
Super Bowl. There was like some other big things.
There was like something that I probably would have been scammed with Hamilton, because I didn't get to see that, and people said
I
it was
wanted
good,
to see it. Yeah,
whatever.
There was one more thing that he did that you can't get tickets to. Like I forgot. Victoria's Secret fashion show.
You're right. You were so right.
Yeah. Yep. NYCV, and it was like, nigga, no, you can't get tickets. And then this nigga gets picked up by the FBI again. Like nigga,
how embarrassing.
Nigga.
And then his girlfriend stayed with him. And she had, but the thing is, she had money because she was the one buying all the hotels and stuff when he was out of prison.
Oh.
Yeah, because they were talking about how his girlfriend was like renting penthouses and shit.
Yeah. And then he got kicked out of, when he had Fyre, when Fyre was a new app at the beginning, he rented out a $13,000 penthouse, $13,000 a month. And he had tons of damages from all the parties he was throwing in there. Like, he got a suit just off of how much he fucked up that apartment.
What?
And then when he was out on bail, he was still staying in penthouses, even though it's like, nigga, you actually don't have any money.
See, this is just a prime example of white privilege. Because all of the actions that he's doing, it's just like, did you think you were above the law? Like, you really thought you were above the law. You thought you were like above God, clearly, because you playing with people's fate, having them on an island starving.
Right.
Like, he really thought he was above so many things. And even in the when he was being interviewed in the Hulu documentary, he asked him, he said, "Oh, so basically insinuated he was lying, or said that he was lying." And Billy was like, "I'm not lying. Nothing that I have said to you has been a lie. Prove to me one lie that I've said right now. I'll wait."
And they just pull out lies.
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 Everything, like how he had over like 60,000 customers for his credit card, and it was like, no, he said over 10,000, I think. Or maybe it was grandiose.
He said he had 100. He said 100,000, and it was only like
4,000 to 5,000 people.
That's what it was.
And it was like all these gross lies, like about
huge.
what he, like, they were just humongous lies.
Yeah.
And it was so funny because after he said that and tried to cop an attitude, he was like, you know what? I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna just need a break. And the guy was like, "What's the break for?" He was like, I'm gonna go take a break.
Yeah.
Like,
and he would ask him questions, and he would just sit there silent, just because like he couldn't figure out what to say. He was just trying to like find the next best lie. Mm-hmm. But all he's really been doing is
ways
lying.
To like bend the truth. He's like a politician. Like, he knew how to word things. Yeah. So it wasn't like you're not telling the full truth, but you're also not lying. So we can't say that you're lying.
I'll give him that when it comes to success. It's like at 25 you can talk like that.
Yeah,
nigga, like
doing great, sweetie.
Yeah, the thing that sucks is when you get out, you'll be 31 and you'll have a prison record, but you're also white and you have parents with money. So
yeah, somebody will be cashing him out for another business venture.
Right. It's like all he has to do is, I think he also can't like he can't be like a chairman or something. It was part of his lawsuit. Like, he can't be a chairman or a CEO, some sort of leading position for the rest of his life. Yeah. And then one of his friends got a sentence, but I forgot. It was like, he can't be a chair or CEO for like 6 years, something like that. Okay.
He should just make his girlfriend do it. She'll probably stay with him, but like, he's probably not going to do 6 years.
Yeah, he's white.
Let's be realistic. Yeah, he's not gonna do 6 years. Yeah. We know how this shit always goes.
Yeah, I'm like, he's white.
It's just not gonna happen.
He'll be out in about 3. And then
on good behavior.
And I just hope this nigga don't keep scamming, because he seems like he has a scammer's heart. Like,
well,
he loves
he
to
did.
scam
He
people.
said he started scamming at age 4.
Yeah,
with his crayon business. Like, he hacked the school
hacked
computers
the school
at 4.
He's a smart nigga.
He's very smart. I think that's one of the things that's wrong with him. He's too smart for his own good.
Yeah,
to where he doesn't know how to use his smartness in a way that's going to be beneficial to not only him but other people.
And he's money hungry. And it's like, one thing they don't talk about is how many bitches they're probably having sex with, like, throughout that process.
Oh yeah.
So it's
how
like,
you think he got that foreign girl? And he was going to the Bahamas so frequently.
yeah, he's fucking,
like, how?
he looks like a nigga who fucks kids on the low. Like, I don't know, something about him ain't right.
There's something wrong with
it's
him.
that shark mouth. There's something about that shit that really
Baby
bothers me.
shark, do, 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 do. I was so dead when Cardi did that. Like, she
Oh my gosh,
walked
yeah.
up to that. I was like, okay, bitch, it's cute.
She knows
it's
what's
cute.
up. Kids really like that. I'm like,
They do. I think my nephews like that shit.
everybody knows that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like, I don't know. I just don't like that nigga, man. And Ja Rule's a fraud. As in the Netflix series, they were like on a group conference call, and they were like, some fraud. And Ja Rule was like, I wouldn't call it fraud. It ain't fraud. Don't call it that. And he was like, I mean,
So
they were like, what would you call it? And he was
Yeah.
like, I mean, I'll call it false advertising. I'm like, nigga, that's fraud.
I'm pretty sure that's in the definition of fraud.
Yeah, like fraudulent advertising.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, do you know fraud ain't even the whole word? Like,
yeah, fraudulent. Nigga, I know, right? Because he's from the hood. He probably thinks it's just fraud.
Yeah.
Like, not fraudulent.
God damn.
Wire transfers. But at the same time, it's like, this whole team as a whole, like, I know that there was more that, other than just Billy McFarland and Grant, I know that there was more people that had to know that Billy was doing these. How did he do all these?
The employees were complaining, though. That's
They
the
were,
thing. The
yeah.
employees were asking him, like, when Comcast didn't secure the $90 million money loan that they were supposed to give to him, they were like, well, I thought we said we had secured this like 5 days ago and that we were supposed to have it. Like, I need you to tell me, like, what's going on. Like, people were really being like, bruh, you need to tell us the truth. You need to tell us what's happening. And, like, weren't some of the employees like, we need to cancel this. Like, people are going to come and they're not going to have anything.
Yes.
And a contractor was begging for more time so that he could get things together for the festival.
Yeah.
So
multiple email threads of people being like, you need to cancel this. And then, you know, it's crazy. The day before or 2 days before the festival, the guy who booked all the acts, first of all, Blink-182 dropped out the day before.
No, it was like when everybody landed.
It was before they flew. So I don't know if it was the day before, depending on the time of the flight. Because they said at the airport.
Some people cancel because of that, because Blink-182, like, other people that were going to the festival were like, oh, I'm not going to go anymore.
In the Netflix special, they said that the guy, the young, which he was also young too, the whole team was a little too young, but the guy who was actually booking all of them, he was 22 at the time. He was booking all of them. He said he sent the email out, but maybe 2 days before, and was like, you guys, this is not right. We cannot do this. And they like gave him a bullshit answer, like, well, they'll just have fun doing this. And so he canceled all the acts because he was like, no, we're not.
Yeah, we're not going to waste people's time.
And they never got paid. And that one guy that was talking, he was like, he actually called some of them because he knows, like, he has connections to some of the artist groups.
Oh, the one who called Comcast and told them, don't cut this check.
Yes,
because this is fraudulent.
Yeah, he called some of them and was like, have you guys gotten paid? And they were like, no. And he was like, okay. So, and he told them what was happening, but it was like,
didn't he like set up the condition, like, if you guys get paid for this, then go ahead and provide that loan, but if you don't get paid, do not give him this loan.
Yeah. And he did not, because this nigga was scamming. And the thing is, remember they said like all this shit was happening, and then he was like, let's go jet skiing.
Yes,
and it was like, nigga, go to work.
Nigga. Yeah, you did say that. You were like, nigga, how about you go to fucking work? Like,
go work.
They really still needed shit to be built, and the festival was like right around the corner, and this nigga's like, oh, let's go jet ski.
He was out of his fucking mind, and he was just using the money. He was using everyone's money just to live his life. Yeah, that was it. He was just living his life.
He knew that he was influential enough and had enough persuasion to just be able to lead his life off of other people's money. And since he was a scammer and bid scamming, he was like, I'll just do another scam to get these people their money back.
He's a terrible person. And then he stood on top of that table, and it just was like, everyone just find a tent.
Everything.
Like, they were actually getting organized. System. They got 400 people done.
It was like 6,000 or 600.
Yeah, how much
I know it was a 6 number.
Yeah, I think it might. No, it can't be 6,000. So maybe it was 600.
Maybe, yeah.
600 sounds
and he
more
got
right.
through almost all of them.
And then Billy was like, everyone go find a tent. Like, nigga, What?
Ignorant white dude.
And people are carrying tents over their head. The lockers. I was like, okay, so
The bathroom had mold.
how does that locker arrive and sit on that dirt and you say, okay, I'm not going to switch this out immediately? That's how you know these niggas weren't serious. How is there a full team of people? I know not just one person walked past that locker. I know many people who were part of the team walked past that locker and didn't say, these lockers are a piece of shit.
Yeah.
We need to go get real lockers, like the ones they have in Vegas where it's like a code and it's like, it doesn't look like shit.
And didn't he say somebody stole the keys and the lockbox for like all of the villas?
$250,000.
Yeah.
Or no, it was like $2.5 million.
It was a mill. It was a lot.
So
we misplaced
We
it.
had the villas and we had all the keys in one box and we misplaced a box. So you misplaced a box of keys for $2.5 million worth of homes?
So you're going to have your whole fucking like supply of everything you need in one place.
In one place.
In one motherfucking box.
Not even in a safe.
Nigga, you ain't never had them keys. Fuck
Nigga,
out of here. That shit
houses
never
don't exist.
existed. You did not have it.
That's what that nigga
That's
said
why
in the
it's like, you're a
documentary. He was
liar.
like, this stuff doesn't exist. That's why on the website, it
Even
was just sketches of it.
Yes, and Fire Island didn't exist. It was like an old resort that used to be there.
It was on sandals.
Yes.
And it was on the side of an old sandals resort.
Yes.
And it wasn't even a beach.
And
it was literally
dangerous. It was a cliff.
It was yes.
It was
And
a fucking cliff.
It wasn't like on the ocean. It was gravel, the gravel dirt. Where do they have that? Oh, I went to camping somewhere, and it was like just gravel
Yeah.
dirt. You're not actually camping on
dirt
or sand. You're literally on a parking lot.
Yes.
With some dirt on it. I was like, nigga. And then the water didn't even move because it was just like a reservoir.
Yes. And so they lied to these people about all these shots. Oh, George,
He was
Jesus
so
Lord.
fucking
It's just like
disrespectful.
he could have done this if he gave himself the right amount of time.
And the thing is, he wanted to make more money off of it. That's why he's pocketed $26 million since this nigga owes $26 million. So he pocketed so much of it. That's why he was living in all the penthouses and driving a Maserati and
taking flights back and forth and
on a
riding
private jet.
skis. He had Chanel Iman out there, like when they were scouting, they went
He
to
had
Pig
all of
Island.
them.
Like they weren't even trying to talk about the logistics of making it happen.
They didn't even
They went to explore the islands, the other islands surrounding, instead of like getting their plan together.
They made the commercial before the island was booked. And then had to move. You guys said this is going to be on Pablo Escobar's island. Mind you, Pablo Escobar's lawyer said do not say that, and they said it anyway, and that's why they got kicked off the island. That's in the Netflix series. They don't say it in the Hulu one. That's why they went island shopping.
I would never want to even have it on his island.
They taped that whole commercial on Pablo Escobar's
that's
island.
sketch as fuck.
It was a nice island too, but it had no infrastructure. So it's like you have to create plumbing. Like you have to create all that stuff. And then the lawyer said, yeah, you can have the festival here. Just don't say it's Pablo Escobar's island. That's the first thing the commercial said. And the lawyer was like, well, now you guys are off. And that's why they had to go to Exuma, because that was the only place that had a little bit of infrastructure.
That's tragic.
Yeah.
Ignorant. Like that's the back to thinking you're above things. Like you just too good to fucking follow rules of any sort.
And that guy said, the PR guy, people emailed him like, you guys are promoting Pablo Escobar's island, but Pablo Escobar killed my parents.
Yes.
Like,
they were getting those emails.
Like, you guys are acting like this is all cool, but he really killed a lot of families. I'm sure he killed kids too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, this guy's an evil dude. And when they showed that picture of him, I was like, oh yeah, you look like
Evil as fuck.
a man who's gone away with murder plentiful times, and you just are living the best life.
Have you been following his trial?
No.
Oh.
I know that his mistress like went up and talked. What happened next?
Okay, so
this is all we need to say about Fyre Festival.
Yeah,
anyway, we can go on forever about this scamming ass nigga
and
who
his
got
shark mouth.
He got 4 years, and then for scamming more,
he
he
reminds
got.
me of Bruce the shark off of Finding Nemo. Now that you say shark mouth, he does look
Fuck
like
that
him.
fucking face with no lips. And he got 6 years, 4 years initially, 2 more years because he was
Scamming
scamming
again.
while he was on
How
bail.
did you only get that little of a consequence for something that large?
And Ja Rule didn't get shit, which is just shocking.
I mean, but they might be coming for him.
He probably might have showed his level of ignorance about it though, because he did. Remember that commercial of him on the news thing, and he was like, "We put together the affluent with the less fortunate, and that's
and then
hip hop." And the lady was like, "Wait, what?"
We were all like, that don't make sense.
What are you
Like,
talking about?
we were like, you don't have a PR team to tell you like what to say.
How
in
about you
response to
learn
questions?
about your brand that you're putting
That
your
too.
face on?
That
You
too.
knew nothing. That's why. But yeah, sorry.
I didn't hear about like the part with the mistress, but like some guy that used to be his head assassin who's in jail already decided to be an informant on him basically so he could get less time.
Yeah, wow.
So he was telling about how he would kill people, and he was saying like he would shoot them, but when he go to shoot them, he'd be like, fuck your mother. Like that was his phrase, what he would say before killing people, and like how he tortured people and then like shot them and threw them in a fire. Yes, like doing all types of crazy shit. But the craziest thing is like he's not even going to jail for the murders. They just wanted to prove how violent of a person he is and then get him for like all the drug charges on top of that. But it's not like there's literally like nothing to do with how he like the murder of the people. Like that doesn't even matter.
I'm wondering how they even find this nigga. Like what happened?
Somebody
snitched. He got indicted. That means the FBI was watching
been on him. Yeah.
When you get indicted by the FBI, that means they've watched you and they have enough. They have enough evidence to indict you.
They've been watching you for a minute.
Yeah.
And they don't rush like Angela Valdez off of power. So that shit sticks.
And this nigga Pablo Escobar has been famous for how long? We've all known about this nigga.
Everybody been rapping about him.
Nigga, I thought he was dead or something or in jail already. I'm so, I'm relatively young. So I'm thinking.
Wait. No. Pablo Escobar is dead. This is fucking El Chapo.
Oh, Chapo. Sorry. Okay. That's why I was like,
it's
wait, what?
Because they're both crazy.
Yeah, they're both murdering people.
They're both drug lords.
You guys were talking about El Chapo this entire time, not Pablo Escobar.
Woo.
Yeah, okay, but
cut it out.
Even El Chapo. Yeah, I know, right? And it just sounds all weird.
Wait, I said it wrong again. El Chapo.
It'll just be like,
actually, I don't want to talk about him because he's still alive.
I know he's scary, but the fact is, he's also in rap songs.
Yes.
And I also thought he was dead or in jail. So the fact that these niggas just got him, I'm like, oh, so this nigga was out?
Is he the one who was escaping jail? Remember, they had him in jail. And
was that Pablo Escobar?
I'm so mad we don't know.
I mean, I don't want to know. These niggas
either.
Scare me.
Yeah.
I'm really afraid of y'all. I want no problems at all. I want no interaction.
Wow. I'm stupid. I'm still Googling the wrong fucking person.
You put Pablo Escobar.
Yes.
That's why we keep getting it mixed up. But yeah, for anyone who doesn't know.
Oh, yeah, he did escape prison because this article says El Chapo did not escape prison again. So that means that nigga has done it before.
He tried. Yeah. That nigga's crazy. I'm scared. So all he probably had to do there was just be like, let me out.
Nigga, that's all you would have to say to me. That's it. I'm not trying to die. I don't want my family to die.
Because he could do something. He could say, let me out. And you're like, no. And then the next day your mom calls you like, there were two guys just standing outside of our house, just staring at our house.
Fuck.
And they just stood there. That would be horrible. I'd be like, okay, let me get you out. Let me get you out.
Like, look, so what we could do is we could put you in a guard suit. When the shift change comes, just come with me. I'm saying you new. Like,
and then when you get out, don't drop my name.
Please.
I had nothing to do with this.
I don't know you. I never seen you in this prison. And they'll be like, you were the inmate that was sitting by his door. Not the inmate, the guard that was sitting by his door. What do you mean?
I don't know. I blacked out for a cool hour.
I'll do drugs. Just get fired. Like, we're going to make this real easy. Just fire my ass.
I do drugs. That's fucking hilarious.
Oh, God.
But yeah, talking about scammers, government shutdown.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say, yeah. When we were talking about old boy Billy earlier, I was like, he reminds me of Trump, just like the way he talks and like how he circles around the truth.
Yeah. And thank God, I mean, we're taping on the day before we release. So the government shutdown ended on Saturday.
No, it ended Friday.
Did it?
Friday at 1:30 p.m. because I read an article while I was at work.
Oh, okay. Friday. Yeah. I was thinking it was yesterday.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So the government shutdown ended, and he's saying it's like a temporary, like, February 15th we can go back on. Yep. But it's like,
oh, so you want to do this on Black History Month, you racist motherfucker? Now you want to be doubly as racist?
Yeah. Imagine him do it again, and then all these black people get evicted during Black History Month. Nigga, we will get him.
The Capitol will be burnt down.
Nancy Pelosi was like, nah, fuck, nigga, we ain't doing it. And then the State of Union address, he's gonna say a whole bunch of bullshit because then now he can do it now that the shutdown is over.
And he wants to get people to rally behind him, and it's just like, it's stupid. He's going to temporarily reopen it. What is that going to do besides allow them to make a small dent in all the piled up work that they have? Because damn near it was a partial government shutdown, so only part of it was functioning. So that means the part that wasn't there, they got a lot of fucking shit to do.
Back ordered. But my dad was like, nah, it's not part.
It's not gonna go back on.
Yeah, he's like, it's over.
Yep.
But I mean, I'm not gonna be 100% faithful in that because
either.
we've seen how the country has gone so far.
And we know that that's when we were listening to the read before this, and how Crystal was saying, like, this is a act of racism, because she was like, the people that come into America illegally come in on planes. She said the planes can fly over
the wall.
And it's just like, not only do people come in illegally from Mexico, but they do that from like outside in other countries as well.
Everywhere.
It's like illegal people, even though that's a stupid ass term, come from everywhere.
Yeah.
It's not just one motherfucking place.
That shit is so funny. It's just so idiotic. And Trump, and I really do hope that in the next 2 years, because we only have 2 years left, that he gets impeached, because I want to make sure that he looks like a fool.
I need some shit to happen. Like, I saw like this picture, and it was like crossing off all these people involved with Trump, and it's like Trump, Pence, and like one other person were left that need to be crossed out until all of them.
That thing I sent you.
Yeah. Until like all of them are going to be going to jail.
Yeah.
The day they go to jail will be a great day.
What did that post say? Because
I don't know.
Funny. I have it in my phone.
Okay.
In my photos. It said, good news, we're close to the season finale. And it was just Xing out everyone. Actually, we can post this on our page, because this is actually a great post.
Okay, yeah, I'm down.
Charlamagne the God reposted that from someone else. But I was like, that is so smart. Like, I love that. But yeah,
great use of social media.
Yeah, I'm just glad that people are going to get their paychecks and their WIC and stuff. Less people are going to be like, oh my God, I almost got evicted. But I mean, some people are.
They might still get evicted,
right? Because it's like it might be backed.
You know what? I wonder if like rental offices for this one moment will be like, look, no, we understand. And I'm like, you know what? They're evil. They're like, no, fuck this. They don't give, because they could just charge you a late fee.
Yeah, but after 15 days, you're evicted.
Yeah.
So you're late after like
and
the
it's
5th.
Been shut down for like 33 some odd days.
Yeah, you go to collections after the 15th. And that's when they drop the eviction notice on your door. So it's like 15 days. And it was a month. Yeah.
There's nobody out there with a good heart.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm sure. Yeah. I'm sure there's some people out there that are letting people, like, if you can prove to me that you work for the United States government, then I got you. And prove to me that you are back ordered on your paychecks or whatever the word is. Like, I'm sure those people exist, you know, but it's like the situations where it's like in the hood and shit like that, where they're even trying to push black people out in the first place. Some of these, like in New York, some of these people want black people to leave so they can raise the rent and move any family into that'll pay a higher rent.
You know what? You just reminded me of some of that racist shit I'd be talking about at work. So like one of these doctors was talking to me, and we were talking about Riverside. I was like, yeah, like some of it aren't the best parts. Like I know what parts not to go there because I went to school there. And he was like, yeah, you know what I think we should do? I think we should just bulldoze it down and then build something on top. I'm like,
you're stupid.
I was like, so this is how white people think about dealing with poverty. Like instead of helping the people, we're gonna bulldoze it down, take their homes away,
right,
and
the
build
homes that
some
they can afford.
Yeah, and build some homes that they can't afford.
Yeah,
and then wherever they go, they go. Like,
yeah, so stupid.
So you're talking about potentially murdering people,
right?
Because people may die because they don't have housing.
Yeah.
Or may die because they have to spend all their last money on housing and then can't get groceries.
And it's like, as much dirt and space as there is out there, you don't need to bulldoze shit.
Just go find an empty lot.
Cut that dirt up. Dig it up and start building on the dirt, because there's a lot of land. And if they build a nice apartment complex in a city like San Bernardino, yes, the crime is going to be higher, but since the land is cheaper, that apartment complex can afford good security, not them bullshitters that fall asleep in the car.
They'll be doing nothing.
Yeah, they can get a real security team and then build luxury apartments, and it'll still be lower rent. That's why it's like every apartment that I like that's luxury is more towards this way than LA, just because it's like the land is cheaper, so you don't need to bulldoze no fucking body. Yeah. This is a good time for a commercial break. Hey guys, so I'm going to interrupt the conversation really quick to bring you our Black business of the week. It is NaturAll Club, naturallclub.com, spelled NaturAll Club, CULB.com. So they're different. There are some effective products for kinky and curly hair out there. Products that actually do work, but they contain toxins that degrade your hair and even poison your body over time. In fact, 1 in 12 beauty products for Black women have been rated highly hazardous, and fewer than 25% of beauty products for Black women have been rated low risk. I know, right? As an alternative, many naturals make their own products from fresh ingredients. These products are safe and they might even work well, but it's hard to achieve the result of commercial hair products in your kitchen, especially for cleansing and styling products. The result is that most of us with curly or kinky hair have to compromise either results or our safety when we select hair products. That's why we started NaturAll Club, because we believe you can and should have both. Our products are safe, non-toxic, natural, and effective. From fresh fruit pulp to patented natural preservatives, we are proud to give you the most innovative hair products on the market. So I think it's pretty cool because they say what they use instead of the normal products. So to detangle hair, most people use silicones. They use fresh avocado and avocado oil. To condition and soften hair, most people use mineral oil and polyethylene glycol, where they use shea butter and jojoba oil.
I think it's jojoba oil.
Yeah, jojoba. Okay.
Jojoba, whatever.
Right.
You know what we mean.
Yeah. To repair hair, they use retinol or retinol palmitate, and we use fresh avocado vitamin E oil.
So it's like those commercials where it's like, you could read all the ingredients.
Yes. Oh my God, I love when I can actually read the ingredients.
And I know one of the products has to be refrigerated. It's like their avocado detangler, because it actually has fresh avocado in it. I plan to get some.
Will it turn brown?
Probably.
To add fragrance, they usually use phthalates or fragrance perfume, where they actually use essential oils, which we all know about.
They strong as fuck too.
Yeah, and those are good just for like your energy. Where they use parabens and triclosan and phenoxyethanol ethylene hexaglycerin, and they use citric acid and refrigeration.
Oh, okay, that's why.
So this is for to preserve shelf life. They just tell you to refrigerate instead of using all the stuff that will make you have to leave it out, which is like, I'll take putting it in the fridge. And so this is an awesome product. It is NaturAll Club. I'm going to spell it again. NaturallClub.com. The Instagram is at NaturAll Club. And this is a woman and black owned. So she's woman and she's black. By It's Muga. It's ITSMUHGA. So check it out. Get some healthy hair that isn't damaging to your future hair and baby hairs and stuff. You know, you don't want your baby hairs to die.
Yeah, I got gray baby hairs. They gotta stay popping.
Yeah, and you can use it on your kids so that they have a great life of having really healthy afro hair. Yeah, exactly.
Because I don't have kids, but
you
know,
one day we will though. So check them out, guys.
All right, guys. So welcome back, Nina. Remember on Instagram in our little group thing, Dion sent that message, and she was like, I'm convinced if God was a woman, this is what she would look like.
Yeah.
So I started thinking, like, I don't think we've had this conversation before, but I wanted to ask, like, do you think God is a man or a woman? Or do you think we just, like, for lack of knowing who God is, and like since nobody's ever seen God, we just designated it to a he?
Yeah, because the masculinity has like taken over the world for so long.
Wrote that Bible.
I mean, he might be trans. Because he said we're in
both.
We're in his image. So I'm like, you might actually be one that was born a man and a woman, and then he kind of. The thing is, why'd you split it up? But if you think about it, trans people were born at the beginning of time. They just didn't know. So yeah, that one confuses me. I don't know what. I'm like solidified where I'm like, I have an idea of his race, because he's like Middle Eastern or African, probably like the skin color of an Egyptian, you know, where it's like you're brown but you're light skinned,
but it's like a different brown.
Yeah,
like that brown looks different,
right? That is a different brown. Yeah, like you look Middle Eastern with a little black in you. Yeah, from where you're from, like you might, and it's also like you're close to Spain and stuff like that. So you might I just assume he's light skinned but not white. Like, he's probably, like, just a tan. Like, he's just tan.
A tan person?
Yeah. And we say he just because we don't know. Yeah. But it's like, he's for sure tan as fuck. And then, and you was in the sun out there. So it's like, you tan. Jesus, I was about to say
slaving, but that's not right. Because that's really what happened to the fucking... in the prison Egypt, wasn't it, like, the Hebrew people? They were the slaves building the pyramids.
So fucked up.
So I was thinking, and I'm like, I think God is more in the likeliness of a womanly image. And I only say this because with Adam and Eve, I feel like Eve got the worst end of the punishment. And I feel like typically you're harder on people that you see that resemble you. Like when you're like, I identify with you more and I know you can do better than this. So it's like, why the fuck were you out there eating that fucking apple when I told y'all not to eat this apple? So you know what's going to happen? You're going to have a painful ass childbirth and then you're going to have your period. Yeah. And what does a man get? They're like, they have to work.
And that wasn't even like, that was created by, and that was created by humans. That wasn't created by God, because in this Chinese country, the men stay at home and cook and clean and
the women go take care of the business.
Yeah, so humans created that. But also, if it was like a chicken and the egg thing, it's like it would be a woman, because a woman creates men and women. Oh, and a woman creates men and women.
And because if you think about it, like in the Bible, it says like you're made, like Eve is made from Adam's rib. Apparent, like that's like how the story goes. So then it's just like, you know what, I think y'all switched that a little bit, because like when you think about pregnancy, people are like, yeah, the baby's in my ribs. Come on now. Come on.
Was Adam made of Eve's ribs, and the person who wrote it switched it around?
He's like, you know what, nah.
He's like, no, we can't do it with these bitches only being the one who lead.
Nah, I'm trying to be in power. Fuck these bitches.
Yeah, fuck these bitches. And they all talk to each other like, man, let's fucking change this shit up. Got this woman leading, now we're gonna have women running the country.
That's why I'm like always so skeptical about the Bible, because if you think about it, like people really wrote that shit, and like apparently it was like under the direction of God, but it's just like God also gave us free will, so we didn't have to listen to what the fuck he or she was saying when they was hearing that voice.
You never know, those niggas might be going to hell for lying in the Bible. You don't know. Like God was like,
pull up to hell.
Like they're like, oh, God ain't here right now. Let me
just right there.
And God's over there like, man, you a trifling nigga. You about to have this spread for years. I was just, when I went home the other day, I was just like, this whole life thing is weird. Like, what if we're just, what if I think that we're just like a blink in the eye of like
time.
Yeah. And so it's like, they're just looking at us like, okay, so you guys have created a whole land for yourself. You guys have homes and cars, all these things, and it's all made from the earth, which is all still very crazy to me.
Scary.
That everything has been made
literally
from the earth.
Everything.
Everything. That's horrifying. Like how? Like just looking at everything, it's like how?
Like with a cable, what the fuck?
What is it? Just even transmitting television Wi-Fi? And all this stuff that we're doing with like logic. It's just like, what? This came from nothing.
Yeah.
You know. So it's like we're just a blink, and they're just like, wow, they did that shit. They made do with what they had. Shit.
Let's make the conditions worse.
And then made themselves more miserable because of it. Because people were less depressed when we didn't have all this shit. Right? We're more depressed because we created all of this shit.
And apparently, like, there's some, like, alien object coming towards Earth. And, like, all these, like,
Jesus,
you know, conspiracy theorists think, like, it's some alien probe or some shit. Jesus. I'm like, I'm pretty sure nobody wants to come here and see us.
They said that like, they think UFOs are people from the future just coming to see what the world is like.
That's even scarier.
That's scary.
I don't like that.
Yeah, because like
I think that idea is actually worse.
And they fly away so fast. Yeah, it's like that's how fast they have to fly to get back to their time zone.
Damn.
That's scary.
Oh God. Okay, I'm gonna cry. I don't want to talk.
That's
about
scary.
This
yeah, I don't like talking about that shit at all. This shit horrifies me.
Like I'm really getting teary eyed because I really don't like aliens, and the fact that you said that about them, I'm like, no, I'm probably gonna have nightmares.
And it's like your dad and mom seen a UFO. Yeah. And there's one time in my life where I was like, what the fuck did I just see? I was outside of that window.
No.
And I saw something on the other side of the neighbor's house just there. And I was just like, what? And then it just went, and it was gone fast, like gone. And I ran around the whole house trying to find it. Couldn't find it. It went away so fast. And that's what we always hear about UFOs is they disappear fast.
So I'm happy I don't live in this fucking city anymore.
Okay.
Because a bitch can't.
Shit is scary.
Like, I remember, though.
I just want answers.
Right? Can y'all just show yourselves? Not really.
No.
Like, no. Just broadcast something on TV. Don't come here.
Then you know that broadcast will be scary as fuck.
Like,
it's like, we have to let you know that this is not a test. We are and I'd be like, oh fuck, I need to pray.
That'd be the one day I would be the happiest day that I don't have cable, because I probably wouldn't see that shit.
I would literally cry and just call my dad and be like, I think it's over.
It's time to wrap this up.
I think we've made it to the end of time. It's time to just kneel down and pray. Like, because it's over.
Yeah, like, this is it.
Yeah. We're talking about all these scary
right?
theories.
No, because, okay, real quick. I remember one time I was sleeping at my parents' house, and like it was like just about to be dawn, so the sun was just coming up, and we had the windows open because it was like summertime. And then randomly there's this big ass whoosh of wind, but there's no sound of an aircraft going by, there's no sound of a helicopter going by, there's no sound of anything going by, and this whole whoosh of wind goes through our house, and it wakes me up. And it wakes my dad up. And then so I asked them, I'm like, yo, like, y'all felt that wind come by, right? And they were like, yeah, but we didn't hear anything passing. Like, we literally just felt one whoosh of wind. Yes.
That's what, you know, a UFO just flew by.
Nigga,
real
yes.
quick. Yeah.
Fuck.
That one's
I hate living by the mountains because, like, those other conspiracies that they have, that, like, the aliens live in the oceans and the mountains. I'm like, yep, no.
That's horrifying.
Can't do it.
Yeah, and we saw a coyote last night. Them niggas look scary.
Yeah, they're not aliens, though.
They look like hyenas.
Owls are fucking aliens.
That's why their neck turns all the way around.
But yeah, anyway, I think God is more in the likeness of a woman. Just because, you know, you punish people more for what you see in yourself.
Yeah, I can see that.
Or it's probably just going to be like Bird Box. Like me and Dion were talking about, like, you get to heaven and you see what you think God looks like. But that's also scary because it could still be a demon.
Oh,
like,
my God.
you could think, like, no,
that's so scary.
Like, you know how, like,
God doesn't look like
right?
a demon.
No, not like that. Like, you know how, like, demons, like, make you see what you want?
Yeah.
Or, like, they just, like, distort your reality?
Oh, yeah.
It's like, you could think you're seeing God and you're not. Because that's even happened with people. Like, they think that God is telling them to do something and it's a whole ass the devil.
It's like, no.
It's like, no, sorry, fam. That wasn't it.
I'm actually here to take your soul. I'm just kidding.
Like, give it up. Just put your hand out.
Boom, 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 boom.
I hate that music video.
I was like, this is scary. And I'm young.
And I watched that as a kid several times.
Really young.
Like, Mom, why are we watching this?
Like, I would just, like, look away and just be like, I don't want to say everybody. Because that shit was scary when their
the
eyes would go
song was
black.
so good, but that shit was so fucking scary.
Horrifying.
Don't show that to your kids.
Okay.
Please
Do you
protect your kids.
Do you have a look at God?
Yeah. I was supposed to say it last time, I forgot, and then I looked at my phone, but I made more money last year than I thought I did.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. I looked at my W-2. I was like, oh,
and I'm
shit,
like, will that
bitch.
help or hurt your taxes?
It almost hurt them.
Okay.
So I was so close to not even being able to claim the student tax refund.
Oh, shit.
Next year, I'm not going to be able to.
Yeah, next year I can't either.
No.
That's the end of that.
And I was just like, fuck, 1 year only? Shit.
Yeah.
A bitch wants to fucking, I need some coins.
I need some kids. No, I'm just kidding.
Right? Anybody want to lend one?
Right. People really be doing
People
that.
do that, but then they'll be having, like, they'll ask for, like, their birth certificate and stuff if they don't believe you. I know somebody who did that in the IRS. They owe the IRS money.
Yeah.
Because they got found out.
You better hope you don't get audited, nigga.
Right.
Man. I don't have a huge look at God, so I guess I'll just make my look at God. Like yesterday was Dion's bridal shower.
Oh, that shit was so
Ashley
fun.
was there, obviously. Yeah, it was super freaking fun. Yeah, like, and we'll post a picture on our page from the bridal shower too. Like, it was super fun. The sangria was off the chain. Fallon smashed that, and the Bloody Marys.
I had my first Bloody Mary. That shit was bomb. I think I
Yeah.
found a new drink that I like because I felt healthy while drinking it.
Right. It's just tomato juice and vodka.
Hook a bitch up and some Tabasco.
Right. And it's like the food was good. It was like the right amount. Like, we drank so much though. Like,
too much yesterday.
yeah, we were out for like 12 hours and like over the day we just kept going, and then her fiance bought us all shots of Patron, and I was like, what is wrong with you?
And I told him no. I was like, can you get me a mixed one? And he was like, no.
No.
Didn't get me a lemon. Didn't give me no fucking chaser.
I always chase it. That was like
Me
my
too.
my second time not chasing a drink, because I always chase my shit, because what the fuck.
I'm surprised I didn't throw up.
Me too.
I usually do.
Every time I see, and then we went to that restaurant and they gave me and Dion them tall ass.
It was like half a cocktail glass.
Nigga, that was 2 shots. Like, what the hell? Like,
It's because it was a white people restaurant. We went to that expensive ass fucking restaurant.
yeah, Jade was like, yeah, they pour heavy. I was like, well, I'll take it.
Hook
Shit.
it up.
Yeah. So I'm just tired from that, but that was so fun. Yeah, we just had a lot of fun. Like, there's so many things that happened, and we just were hopping from place to place, and
That's
just
kind of
made
why
it a
we're
full-
brain dead today. But I mean, we're still making it work.
yeah, we taped the episode and everything, and then her wedding is 27 days from now.
Yes, because it was 28 yesterday.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's gonna be so much fun. And it's like, we already got the hotel room, so I'm about to whoop.
It's lit.
I'm so excited to just check in, put my shit down,
And get
be like,
naked.
like
that's my favorite thing to do is go in my hotel room and take my pants off.
yeah, like after I get my makeup done, if we're not doing shit, I'm going to go to sleep and just stay on my back the whole time so my makeup doesn't get fucked up, because I'm about to sleep. Like, I'm just gonna sleep because we're gonna be drinking and we're not gonna be driving. That's why we got a hotel room.
No, I'm walking.
Responsible. Yeah. Some people are driving back each day, and I'm like, whew.
May God be
Oh,
with you.
no, they're Ubering, actually.
Okay, I was about to say,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
God be with you, or Uber be with you.
If you're Ubering, you're good, because then you could just bring a bag and keep it in someone's room, and then you're good.
Yep.
And some of them live very close to it. Me, I'm just like, no.
I just like being in hotels for short periods of time.
Yeah.
Like, I can't do a long stay in a hotel.
Long term is too much.
No.
But yeah, so that was super fun. Just looking forward to the wedding. But just so you remember, you can find us on Apple Podcasts. Just search Young and Gettin It Podcast. There's no G at the end of Gettin. Please subscribe, rate, and review. We're on SoundCloud.com/WeAreYAGIP. Please follow and comment on there. We're also on YouTube. Just search Young and Gettin It Podcast with no G at the end of Gettin. Please subscribe and leave comments. We're also on Spotify, GooglePlay, Stitcher, and Pocket Casts.
And you could also find us on Twitter and Instagram at YAGI_podcast. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/YAGIPOD. We also have our website, which is www.weareyagip.com. And then we have our email, Ashleyandninapod@gmail.com. And lastly, we have our Google Voice number, which is 323-486-3811.
Yeah, episode 63.
Yes, it's right.
Yes.
It has to be.
Yes.
There's no choice at this point.
In the books.
Bye.
We did it again. Peace.